babies, it's that time again. Oh yeah. We got some concerning news yesterday. One of our teachers passed away rather suddenly, without much warning. She was an art teacher, and she loved the Lord. She was full of joy, full of life, full of love, and a very creative art teacher. Glad that I met her, because she was one of the few people I've met in my life that continually nurtured that joy. I'm sure how she would want to be remembered, and there's no escaping that fact, because she was such a consistent witness to the life of Jesus. So yeah, sad that it happened so quickly, and it probably could have been avoided, because I know the job was stressful to her. But there it is. Think about that. How can we help each other be less stressful, less stressed, and more joyful? Well, first thing that comes to mind is being attentive to each other. Speak to each other about our concerns, and you're only giving like half an ear to what someone is saying, then they're really not getting what they need, which is a sense of community, safety, and support. Might think, well, I'm half listening, so that should count for something, but it really doesn't. You're either in it or you're not. So we could do that for each other. Be attentive, supportive, maybe withhold advice. Oftentimes people just want to be heard. And it also reminds me of how we speak to each other can either reduce or increase life. So if we're saying something to someone where we're complaining, that's not going to build a community of Instead, we want to be positive, and hopeful, and creative in our problem solving. That way we can give each other evidence that we're creating a safe community of taking risks for learning and growing and putting others before ourselves. So all of this, as long as there's evidence of growth and life being nurtured, then automatically, just by definition, the stress is reduced, if not completely eliminated. Because if we get it in our minds that a particular thing or way must occur in the time and in the manner that we have in our minds, then we're setting ourselves up for stress and failure. Because quite often things develop differently than what we hope. I think that's where the Buddhists have their teaching about desire being the root of suffering. You're not going to suffer if you don't have a particular expectation of exactly how things must unfold. You can have the expectation that if you invest in others' lives, your life will be enhanced. You will be motivated. Yes, you can have those expectations. But as to how it actually unfolds, that's God's work. And we enter into eternal divine energy and presence when we let God work through us for each other. And that way we give each other daily, moment by moment, everything we need to grow at a maximal pace. Oh yeah, baby. Here we are in spring. Things are starting to become green. We're having new visitations of birds. There's the promise of life all around us. And we too can be that promise of life for each other. And we should know that when we do that, especially as a community where everyone is making those priority choices to serve and bless each other, then you know the stress will be reduced, if not eliminated, and we'll have the evidence of our growth, and that in turn will feed the joy that we share. Oh yeah, babies. There it is. Love to hear how you're doing.